Hola Juan.
Hola amigos de Spring Spanish.
Hola y bienvenidos a Spring Spanish. I am Juan the teacher and I want to wish you Feliz Navidad a todos. Merry Christmas to all of you. Today we have a very special video because I invited some of my YouTuber friends from 3 other Spanish-speaking countries to talk about las diferencias de las Navidades entre países hispanohablantes. Differences in Christmas between Spanish-speaking countries. I'll also cover the traditions of my country, Venezuela, and the country I live in, Argentina. And let me tell you, I was surprised that within Spanish-speaking countries we had some big similarities but also some funny differences. So, whether it is food, music, or even the way we give presents, we're going to go over the most popular traditions and customs around Latin America and Spain. Así que ponte el gorro de Navidad, put on your Christmas hat, and acompáñame. As our first guest, I want to welcome Andy from Spain. She's well known for teaching German and also vlogging about her life in Germany on her YouTube channel, Andy GM Berlin. Previously, we've done a cool video with her about the differences between Spanish from Spain and Mexico, and I highly recommend you to subscribe to her channel because all her videos are in Spanish and you'll get some great listening practice there. The link is in the description. So, Andy, what is Christmas like in Spain?
Hola Juan, muchísimas gracias por invitarme al canal. Las tradiciones, the traditions, change depending on where you are in Spain and how religious you are. So I'm going to tell you mi experiencia. Las ciudades se iluminan, se llenan de luces navideñas y las familias nos solemos reunir para cenar el 24 de diciembre, para comer el 25 de diciembre y luego una vez más para cenar el 31 de diciembre y para comer el 1 de enero. Yeah, we like to be together in this time and to have a lot of dinners and lunches together. There's one very important thing that we do in Spain, and that happens on the 31st of December, Nochevieja. We eat 12 grapes al son de las 12 campanadas de la Puerta del Sol. I mean, honestly, nobody can eat them on tag, and when it's over, we all look like hamsters. Like, all the grapes, we just store them in the mouth. So we all look like hamsters, and then we hug each other like, Happy New Year, Feliz Año Nuevo. And we cannot even talk. A very nice thing that we have is Los Tres Reyes Magos. They come during the night from the 5th to the 6th of January and they bring us presents. Y el 5 de enero también hay cabalgatas de reyes por toda España. Estos impresionantes son unos carros enormes decorados, mucha luz, música, es genial. Y cada rey mago va en su carroza and they throw away sweets, and that is very nice because during that night, they come then to our houses and bring us presents. And when it comes to sweets in Spain, we have very, very specific sweets for Christmas. I have a couple of them here, so I'm gonna show you. We have the polvorón. It looks like this outside the paper. There are a lot of different ones. These are the most usual ones. We also have like those. These are chocolate ones. Están deliciosos. Y también tenemos turrones, chocolate one as well. They are delicious, absolutely delicious.
Thank you so much, Andy. Dos cosas, 2 things. First, we also have the exact same grapes tradition in Venezuela on December the 31st. Qué curioso, no? Curious, isn't it? And the other is, Andy, I'm going to give you my address later, just, in case you want to send some of those polvorones and turrones españoles. I mean, just in case. I am from a city called Barquisimeto in Venezuela. As far as traditions go, en Navidad se cantan aguinaldos. For Christmas, we sing aguinaldos, which are our versions of Jingle Bells, and they're generally related to the birth of Jesus Christ. We also listen to gaitas, which is a folkloric rhythm involving big bands and choirs. We also have Christmas masses called misas de aguinaldo. Y lo curioso de estas misas es que al finalizar se organizan patinatas navideñas donde todos los niños salen a patinar en las calles cercanas a la iglesia y se acompaña con música en la calle y fuegos artificiales. Lindo, ¿no? Do you want to learn more about the Spanish-speaking world, culture, and language? Well, what better way than learning Spanish with us? Just go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell to get our 5 free weekly Spanish lessons. Give yourself that Christmas present. Now, as you might know, Venezuela and Colombia are neighboring countries. So don't be surprised if we have similar traditions for Christmas. The cool thing is, I have my friend Maria from the popular YouTube channel Español con María, where she teaches Spanish. She's going to tell us a little bit about the Christmas traditions in her country, Colombia. Maria has tons of videos on her channel, and they're usually completely in Spanish, so you'll get some great listening practice by watching her videos. Why don't you go over there, subscribe to her channel, and see how much you understand? We've left the link in the comments.
Hola amigos de Spring Spanish, yo soy María de Español con María. La temporada de Navidad comienza aquí el 7 de diciembre, que es el Día de las Velitas. El Día de las Velitas es en la víspera, realmente es la noche, pero le decimos el Día de las Velitas. En la noche del 7 de diciembre tenemos la víspera del 8 de diciembre, que es un día festivo en el que se conmemora la Inmaculada Concepción de la Virgen María. Entonces, en Colombia es el único país en el que celebramos el Día de las Velitas. Y para darle la bienvenida a la Virgen María, todos prendemos velitas en las casas con nuestra familia y le pedimos deseos a la Virgen. Y con eso empieza la temporada de Navidad. Después del 16 de diciembre al 24 de diciembre vienen las novenas. Todos los días nos reunimos en familia a rezar. Hay un librito que se llama Las Novenas, donde hay una oración de cada día y cuenta la travesía que vivieron María y José para dar a luz al niño Jesús. Y en esas novenas cantamos, comemos comida de Navidad. La comida típica de Navidad en Colombia son los buñuelos, la natilla y los tamales. Entonces comemos eso. Y el 24 de diciembre celebramos la Navidad. Nos reunimos el 24 de diciembre y a medianoche abrimos los regalos. Y aquí tenemos al Niño Dios. En vez de Santa tenemos al Niño Dios. Y después ya solo queda el 31 de diciembre, donde celebramos Año Nuevo.
Gracias, María. En Venezuela también se dan regalos a los niños la noche de Navidad, el 24 de diciembre. Y al igual que en Colombia, quien da los regalos es el Niño Jesús, no Santa. Justo antes de las 12 se manda a todos los niños a dormir y en eso viene el Niño Jesús con los regalos, los deja bajo el árbol de Navidad o el pesebre y luego que se va, llaman a todos los niños y todos celebran viendo cómo se abren los regalos y cómo juegan con ellos. And yes, we also put the Christmas tree and decorate it with lights and any personal touches the family may have. Additionally, in Venezuela we set up something called El Pesebre, which is kind of a miniature reenactment of the nativity scene in Belén with Virgin Mary, Saint Joseph, and baby Jesus. It's great because you get, to be creative with it and play some sheep around and the villagers, and then the Power Rangers are there and Goku and Vegeta are What? What do you mean Vegeta and Goku? Whatever. We still have the Power Rangers don't go in the... Okay, alright. Now we have one of our own teachers at Spring Spanish, my good friend Mariana, who's going to tell us what Christmas is like in México.
En México, la Navidad y el Año Nuevo se celebran de distintas formas. In Mexico, Christmas and New Year are celebrated in many different ways. In general, it's all about food. We even have our own word to refer to the whole eating experience that takes place from December 12th until January 6th. So December 12th is El Día de la Virgen de Guadalupe and January 6th is El Día de los Reyes Magos. From December 12th until January 6th, people in Mexico eat and drink a lot, and that is called Maratón Guadalupe Reyes. Otra cosa que la gente en México hace para celebrar Navidad y Año Nuevo Another thing people in Mexico do to celebrate Christmas and New Year is asking for shelter. This is called pedir posada. And the whole thing entails from December 16th until December 24th, people ask for shelter as if they were Mary and Joseph on the night when Jesus was born. Some people do it within their own family, so they go to a specific house and then they go from one room to the next asking for shelter, singing a specific song. And so there's people outside the room, there's people inside each room, and then they either reject Mary and Joseph or they welcome them in. En la noche del 24 de diciembre y del 31 de diciembre, so on the night of December 24th and December 31st, people get together usually at their grandparents' place, like the whole family gets together, and they have dinner together, and then they give each other presents until it's past 12 o'clock, and then they go to bed, and they wake up really late, and then they get together the next day for el recalentado. So el recalentado means everything that was left from the night before, people heat it up again and eat it the following day. Lo que no puede faltar en una cena navideña en México es el ponche, los tamales, los buñuelos, el atole y a veces el chocolate caliente. Yo crecí en el norte de México. I grew up in northern Mexico and kind of a mixture of traditions. So I remember I did ask for shelter every now and then I also broke piñatas with my family and friends. And on the 24th and the 31st, we always go to my grandparents' house and have dinner with everyone. And we give each other presents and open them and then go to bed at like 3 in the morning, wake up really late the next day and go back to el recalentado, which is always very good and even better than it was the night before. My grandma is also like, she's a very religious person, so there's always a nativity scene in her house. But I grew up believing in Santa Claus rather than the Three Kings or baby Jesus as the ones who brought me presents. In the end, we all know who Santa Claus or baby Jesus is, so but I grew up believing in Santa Claus. And I think that's the case for most children living in the north of Mexico, while those living in the south believe in the Three Kings as the ones who bring them presents, but that's until January 6th.
I swear, Mexico is so interesting, and that recalentado, that part sounds so good, Mariana. That reminds me, I have a special surprise for you, so stick until the end to check it out, okay? So, for the time I've lived in Argentina, I've noticed Christmas here can be very different from other parts of Latin America. First thing you'll notice is Christmas happens during summer. So the traditional food for December tends to be fresh served or cold dishes even, like vitel toné, for example, which is cold meat served in mayo and tuna cold gravy with dressings. They also have sweet bread, turrones, and mantecol, which is a peanut-based sweet bar, and it's my favorite sweet from Argentina. They also call Santa Papa Noel, just like they do in France. And he's the one bringing the presents to the children. Of course, this is Argentina, Papa! So you can always get away with an asado for Christmas, which is the traditional Argentinian barbecue. What about you guys? What Christmas traditions do you have where you live? Are they similar? Are they different? Let me know in the comments. And now, the surprise I've been telling you about this whole time. El plato navideño venezolano. Bien, aquí tengo una mesa con una mezcla entre Venezuela y Argentina. Empecemos por el plato venezolano. Esto que ven acá es una hallaca y es un plato típico de Navidad de Venezuela. Es una especie de tamal de maíz y que se cocina en una hoja de plátano como esta que ven acá. Además de la hallaca, el plato venezolano tiene ensalada de gallina con pollo mechado, con papas y mayonesa, pernil de cerdo adobado, que es buenísimo, y nuestro típico pan de jamón, que es un pan que se hornea con jamón, panceta, aceitunas y pasas. Esto es el plato típico venezolano en Navidad. Además de eso, tengo algunas cosas argentinas acá en mi mesa. Tengo un vino espumante de Mendoza. Por supuesto, no puede faltar un buen Malbec acá en Argentina. Turrón de maní, garrapiñadas, que es maní azucarado, un budín y un pan dulce. Tenía también un mantecol, pero extrañamente se perdió. Nadie sabe qué pasó con eso. So guys, I hope you know a little bit more about Spanish-speaking Christmas now. I want to thank Andy, Maria, and Mariana for helping me out today, and remember you can access our free Spanish training on our website and discover more about the chunking method we use to have our students speak Spanish fluently without translating in their head and without thinking about grammar all the time. All you have to do is click the link in the description. Hope you all have una feliz Navidad y un próspero año nuevo. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Now, if you excuse me, I have a date with that Ayaka. Adios. Don't forget to subscribe, drop a like, and share this video with your friends.